as I mentioned, I really appreciate everybody joining us today. We're going to kind of talk about ways that you can really maximize client engagement so you can transform leads into these 5-star reviews and repeat clients. So before we dive into the good stuff, I want to take just a quick moment for some housekeeping notes. First of all, we are going to be recording this webinar. So please feel free to kind of take notes along the way, but know that we'll share a copy of this recording with everybody who registered. And we also have a unique kind of Q&A feature here at the bottom of the screen. So if you have questions kind of throughout the presentation, please take a moment, drop those questions into that Q&A, and we're going to really try and reserve some time at the end to really kind of go over those questions. So really excited to get started. I figured we'd take a quick introduction of who our speakers are going to be today. And so a quick introduction for myself. My name is Libby Luff, and I am the Strategic Partnership Manager here at PracticePanther. And that ultimately means that I get to work with state and local bars, with legal associations across the country, and with great partners here like Cameron at Kenect, so that we can help support and educate lawyers across the country on ways they can efficiently and effectively really manage their practice. So I come to you with about 15 years of experience in marketing, in operation, and in sales. And ultimately, that means that I love to turn those strategic challenges into untapped opportunities. I want to kind of pass it over to Cameron. He can talk a little bit about himself and Kenect, what he does with Kenect.
Thank you, Libby. Well, my name is Cameron Jarvis, and I am the partner manager here at Kenect. Very similar role to that of what Libby has. I work with the bar associations as well, our strategic integration partners like PracticePanther, as well as affiliate referral partnerships, all within the legal space. And both Libby and I are here to run you through, of course, how to turn those leads into great 5-star reviews, as well as our fantastic integration. And we're really excited to talk to you about that today. Now, to start things off, I'd love to give a brief overview of who Kenect is. We are based in the Silicon Slopes of Utah, and we are a reputation management and text messaging platform for businesses all throughout North America. We were designed for law firms, and we do have well over 10,000 business locations active on the platform, over 100,000 active users, and millions of reviews as well as customer conversations have been generated and had on the platform. Due to our loyal clients and, again, strategic partnerships, we've landed now on the Inc. 5000 list 3 years in a row, which we're pretty excited about.
That's some exciting news. I wanted to kind of take a moment as well and talk about PracticePanther for anybody who's joining and may not be super familiar with us. We're the all-in-one legal practice management solution. We're really focused on helping small to mid-sized firms really across all practice areas. We really strive to be the most intuitive and really easy to use software on the market, because you guys, you're using it, using practice management software every day. It should be making your life easier. It should be pretty to look at and easy to use. And so with PracticePanther, you can really enjoy that seamless case management. It links your contacts, matters, and documents, whether you're in the office or you're on the go. You can automate those workflows so you know when you need to complete tasks and by what time. Tags, they're a really kind of a unique option within PracticePanther. It gives you a really bit more of a comprehensive understanding of crucial client details. Beyond identifying just lead sources, tags can be used for practice areas, communication preferences, and even lead stages as you access kind of in-depth analytics. And then also we offer those compliant built-in payments. And you'll see a little bit of that kind of throughout this presentation, as it's really a big perk that we find clients are looking for today. And so I thought we'd kind of start with a discussion and really begin by showcasing the evolution of client interactions. It's really crucial to recognize how client interactions have evolved over time. It's gone from that, traditional face-to-face meetings to really these digital communications. And understanding this evolution, it's going to set the stage for our presentation as we highlight really effective client engagement strategies. Next, we'll discuss how you can use kind of this omni-channel approach for client engagement. And that ultimately means you're reaching out in multiple ways to meet the clients where they are. Third, we want to talk about how you can conquer these common client engagement hurdles by really leveraging the power of text, by unlocking client portal benefits, and even by integrating these digital payment options. And then we're gonna kind of wrap it up by covering, how to get started at your firm while diving into this texting integration between Kenect and PracticePanther that really kind of brings us here together today. So we'll go ahead and get started by really understanding today's digital first clients. And so in this section, we're going to actually explore the behaviors, some expectations and preferences of today's clients. So then you can really apply these learnings to your strategy and effectively foster these meaningful connections in the digital world with your leads and clients moving forward. So I'm going to pass it over here to Cameron, and who's going to start us off.
Thank you, Libby. Now, when understanding the evolution of your clients' behavior and preferences these days, there tend to be about three main aspects to focus on. First one being speed and convenience. We found that as time has marched on, those younger generations have started to become more and more prominent within your target customer and client base. And therefore they act, of course, a little differently. We found your older generations can be definitely more patient and willing to wait for excellent individualized care, while those younger folks tend to be accustomed to rapid gratification and expect quick and efficient communication. And this behavior is actually bleeding into all generations, of course, but especially prominent in those younger folks. Additionally, we found that law firms must be able to provide a variety of interaction options to accommodate those client preferences, of course, starting with speed and convenience. Now, secondly, technology has been a big factor in how to address that target client of yours. Technology, of course, has been an absolute building block for these millennials, Gen Zers, and now, of course, the older generations as well. But those younger folks grew up with, cell phones or technology in their pocket and are used to a sort of digital communication and online research that wasn't as common back in the day. Another trend we found is that email, of course, always has a place and will always have a place, it seems like. However, the efficiency behind it and its effectiveness has dropped gradually as open rates have gone down, spam has risen, and of course, the average business professional starts to get more and more as time goes on. It's up to about 120 emails per day for that average business professional. So we found that the way that different ages use technology is one of the most crucial things to comprehend about generational disparities and in your client behavior. So one last thing I'll highlight here is texting. And of course, that is the main aspect of Kenect, our business texting. The texting portion might surprise you here because we found that in the age groups here listed that texting is a lot more popular than you may have thought. Those 18 to 24-year-olds are sending thousands and thousands, same thing with 25 to 34. And even as you get into the older generations and your 55 plus people, they're still sending and receiving almost 500 text messages a month. So it's becoming definitely more and more prominent, as well as just the more preferred form of communication. And again, just to juxtapose that with email, it's kind of replacing a lot of those quick interactions that email just isn't good for anymore.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think it's important to talk about these engagements and how the different generations are kind of interacting with technology. And that kind of, leads us into the next slide. It's important to understand your client behavior so then you can provide that, best omni-channel approach to really engage those leads and clients. So before I get too far into the slide, I did want to clarify the overall concept of an omni-channel approach. Any of those who may not be super familiar, it involves engaging with your clients through various channels rather than relying solely on one method, like maybe just phone calls. So by utilizing multiple communication options, let's say you're incorporating your phone and email and text messages, you can actually adapt to your client's preferences. And this also ensures your messages are really effectively being received by your leads and clients as well. So we wanted to kind of highlight just 4 of the main benefits law firms experience when they kind of take this approach of utilizing multiple communication methods. And first, we're really seeing these higher conversion rates. Embracing this approach, you can better nurture leads. You can enhance the likelihood of converting them to your loyal client base. This Overall, this strategy, it ensures you gather the necessary details to provide that exceptional service that your clients are looking for. Getting those, 5-star reviews and those potential referrals are so important. Second, we really want to talk about this streamlined communication because it ensures that consistent messaging really across all your channels by offering that flexibility in communication methods. Plus, when you centralize all this communication using your practice management software, you can actually effectively use these strategies while also enhancing your staff's overall efficiency. And third, it really improves overall accessibility. It provides clients with multiple channels through which they can interact with your firm instead of being limited to maybe just a phone call. It's maybe not their communication of preference, so you may not reach them that way. So having the flexibility to reach out through a client portal or text messages or even social media, depending on what their interests are, it can help keep these messages maybe from clogging your inbox or maybe clogging your voicemail and things like that as well. And finally, I really want to talk about that competitive advantage. If you're looking for a way to differentiate yourself from your competitors, you can really set yourself apart by demonstrating a commitment to meeting your clients' preferences. This attracts customers who value convenience, it values flexibility in their interactions with law firms. And that helps give you kind of an edge in the market. And Cameron, I didn't know if you kind of had anything you really wanted to add to this section?
Absolutely. Kenect has 4 main pillars that actually coincide with these points quite well. The first one being when you enhance your communication to be more omni-channel, specifically utilizing and leveraging texting to its fullest, we found that your efficiency and effectiveness with your communications absolutely skyrockets. On top of that, you're able to acquire and manage leads in a much more, again, effective way. You're able to speed along your clerical work, such as payments and approvals for documents. And last piece would be the online reputation and just getting people to find you in the first place. And then once they find you, to reach out through, again, offering an omni-channel approach, texting being one of those major, facilitators of that.
Yeah, and I think that kind of really transitions to our next slide great because it's all about how people can find you, so then you can start getting them through your funnel, how you get them from lead all the way to satisfied client, to get those referrals. And so when, talking about some of these benefits, I thought we'd maybe break down some of the specific channels you can use across really these 5 touch points. And that's going to be marketing outreach, your client acquisition, your case management, your invoicing and payment processing, and then those important feedback and reviews. So I figured, let me get that off screen. I figured we'd kick it off by really talking about this marketing outreach, which encompasses really any method you use to connect with leads that encourages them to visit your site, fill out a form, maybe even reach out to your office for more information. So highlighted, some key channels law firms use when looking for new clients. At the top is definitely going to be a mobile-friendly site. This is your digital storefront, so it's crucial that it's functional and up to date and really provides that essential information about your firm. Alongside that, you also offer, texting is really big, as Cameron mentioned, using maybe even a website chat, social media platforms, email marketing, and even client reviews. It's a great way to get new leads interested in your law firm. Each of these channels play really a vital role in reaching and engaging your primary audience. And once you go from marketing outreach, next is really that client acquisition. So you've captured your lead's attention, and now, they've either called you, maybe they filled out a form to share their information. And so congratulations, you're officially in the evaluation phase, and it's crucial to keep things moving efficiently. So you may utilize various channels such as Zoom for that initial consult, followed by these email or text follow-ups are a really great follow-up method on client acquisition. Maybe your firm even introduces them to kind of your client portal, build trust and transparency early. And then to further enhance organization and really improve client engagement, we really recommend using a CRM or a customer relationship manager to really house these important details. And once you've kind of landed them as a client, it's awesome. We're moving into kind of that case management phase where you're really going to provide some regular updates on case progress. And this is going to be a kind of a crucial part on this stage. So with an omni-channel approach here, you can leverage, again, the client portal for conversations and secure messages to gather information. You may still be scheduling meetings with Zoom or kind of another feature like Zoom. and you're utilizing your case management system to really launch these workflows, launching tasks that need to be accomplished for your different processes. And then even sending these quick updates, as Cameron mentioned, through text. This is a really great way to reach clients in a quick way, get quick feedback and insight. And for those people who may need a little bit of nudge along the way, automated reminders serve kind of as a helpful tool to complete tasks in a timely manner. And that too can be sent via text, which we find is very beneficial. When it gets to kind of the invoicing and payment processing side, probably, the most important phase for law firms, ensuring you get paid and paid on time for the work that you're putting in. So several options here to kind of help guarantee timely payments. With the convenience of cell phones nowadays, you can access invoices from anywhere. It becomes effortless and clients can then promptly pay you online, which is a really nice perk. Utilizing your practice management software allows you to batch your invoices and then send them out through various channels. Maybe it's a text message, maybe it's an email, maybe it's through the secure portal. You can even kind of set up payment plans to kind of help break these larger payments into manageable sums. And then finally, let's get back to these feedback and reviews. We have kind of 3 recommendations in this area. And it's all about kind of sending a review quest via text or email can be kind of an effective option to solicit that feedback. And I know Cameron will have a lot to say about this a little bit later in our presentation. You'll also leverage your practice management software to create surveys directly in PracticePanther. Kind of allows you to gather valuable insights and actually attach it to client files. And these can also be sent out email or via text in links and things. So remember, it's important. You got to actively seek feedback. You want to pinpoint your strengths and identify areas of improvements while also asking for those important referrals. And so it's really interesting, I think, how when you look kind of across the entire journey, how you're using some of these same channels to really connect and engage with your clients to kind of get them moving through the funnel. And so now that we've kind of explored that evolution of client communication and the benefits it brings, let's shift our focus to this approach and how you can conquer some of these client engagement hurdles by leveraging communication channels a little bit more strategically. So we typically see 3 different hurdles from law firms. And so wanted to kind of talk about these just real quick. It's going to be inadequate lead generation, ineffective client communication, and even, really collecting those past due payments. And so with inadequate kind of lead generation, are you struggling to generate enough of the right leads to sustain your law firm's growth? With ineffective client communication, that leads to misunderstandings, delays, dissatisfaction, something we all aim to avoid. So how can you ensure your law firm's communication processes are effective? And then collecting past due payments, chasing past due payments can be time consuming. And it really is a challenge for law firms that can affect both cash flow and profitability. So how can you improve your processes when facing a significant amount of past due AR? And so some of the solutions that we wanted to kind of highlight today are going to be really around texting, custom tags, customer relationship managers, client portals, and even e-payment options. And all of these are going to be really, really important. But what we're finding is specifically in this presentation, we're going to call out the texting, the client portal, and e-payment to really kind of address these challenges and ways that you can kind of overcome them. And I'm going to pass it over here to Cameron. He can kind of get into that, the power of texting and what it can really do for your firm.
Absolutely. Now, if it hasn't been made clear enough, the power of texting is quite important for today's law firm. And the reason for this is because of some of the data listed here. First one being 88% of people surveyed said that text was the #1 thing that they use their phones for. 85% of clients prefer receiving text messages over a phone call or email, especially for those quick approvals, quick questions, and even payments and various other features we'll talk about a little later. The vast majority, 66% of consumers say that they would pay more for something if it was supported by a mobile messaging channel. So just by giving them what they prefer, the ability to text and communicate at their leisure in their preferred form of communication just means that much value for them. And now probably the most important metric on this slide, 98% of text messages are opened. Which I can't emphasize that enough. So we're talking almost 100% are going to be seen. And just as another quick fact, about 95% are responded to in just a few minutes, which I don't think I have to tell everyone here, but I will anyway. That absolutely blows email as well as phone call out of the water, especially again for the quick conversations, the approvals, maybe even qualifying your leads. It's incredibly effective. Now, last metric here, 64% of consumers out there think companies who text value their time more, are more progressive, and would help with their recommendations to others. So just to kind of round this slide out here, there's 5 billion people globally that are sending and receiving text messages, so SMS, on a consistent basis, about 65% of the world's population. And obviously, that number is even higher for us in the States and various other countries. But next slide for me, Libby. Now, to go into a little bit more detail here and get granular around the use cases for texting, I have some of the top ways that our current law firms that utilize our service are taking advantage of it. Number one would be their scheduling and automating, say, consultation or appointment reminders, court date reminders. They're streamlining that intake process and not only increasing the amount of leads that they're capturing, but also qualifying them in a much faster way, so they're not wasting time on unqualified leads. That leads to, of course, validating their cases much more efficiently. They're sending out case updates, usually automatically through automation, which we'll talk about here in the next few slides. Communicating much faster with, again, that extremely high open rate. So when you need something now, texting is definitely the way to go. They're able to collect fees and invoices via text and enjoy, again, that really high open rate. Something I didn't highlight quite yet, but I will on the next slide as well, is broadcast messaging. So being able to communicate with hundreds, if not thousands, of clients all at once for, say, updates about your business, your law firm, or notifications, or maybe you're trying to do some marketing. Additionally, what you're able to do through email, like sending photos, videos, PDFs, and attachments, you can also do through text. And again, just grants that convenience that a lot of your clients are looking for. And then the last couple of pieces here, you're able to generate and manage your online reputation. So generate significantly more online reviews, get that 5-star rating up on Google, as well as capture, again, more leads from various sources, including your website, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely important. I think about how often I have my cell phone. I mean, it's even right here next to me as I'm chatting, and so it doesn't surprise me. But a 98% open rate is a huge number, and I just kind of wanted to take a moment and really reiterate that, because definitely look at your email open rates. There's no way they're touching it, and I think there's an important place for texting in your communication channels.
And you know what, Libby, that's a great point, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'd love to give an even further example. You got me started, so I'd love to talk about it even further. But to give you guys a real life example here, for those of you listening in on this webinar right now, if you were to receive a phone call from an unrecognized number, I can bet you that you're probably not answering that right at this very moment. However, if you receive a text message, it's very easy to just open that up, see if it's important, respond if it's something simple, and 95% chance that's what you're going to do. And that's the main difference, is that phone calls can be seen as somewhat disruptive because people have jobs, they're working, they're on webinars, and texting just allows, again, for that convenience to communicate at their leisure and still get work done. So, Libby, thanks for highlighting that.
Absolutely.
Now, as I mentioned before, broadcast messaging. So not only do we help streamline the communication one-to-one with your either incoming leads or existing clients or your case management, we also help you with your outreach. And this is through, again, our broadcast messaging feature, also known as mass texting. And just to give you some highlights around this feature, this allows you to easily communicate with large groups, usually up to about 2,000 at a time. And again, it allows you to enjoy that really high open rate, and that leads to a much higher response rate. So some use cases, invites and notices for events, promos, services, sending, again, messages, and cutting down a lot of, maybe I would have had to call 100 people. Now I can just send a text and it's all sent to 100 all at once. So you're able to communicate very easily that way. You can target certain client groups to send text messages to right away, or you can even schedule that to be sent after a certain time frame of your choosing. And just to compare this method to The other methods that you might already be using, you can see email, pay-per-click, direct mail, all compared to text here. And that open rate and response rate is really what drives the difference. Not only are the open and response rates higher, but that really makes your cost per response as low as possible. So broadcast messaging, definitely something that our law firms enjoy and really helps set Kenect apart and add to your texting that you might already have. Now, as Libby mentioned as well, I have a lot to add around the online reputation and Google review generation that Kenect helps with. But again, we facilitate this process through our Premier Business Texting. And the reason why I like to focus on this so much is due to these few facts here. 93% of your clients out there, those prospective ones, are going to utilize reviews as the first step in choosing a business. And 87% just won't even consider your business with low ratings. It's an easy disqualifier. If you're below that, usually it's that 4-star mark. If you're below that 4-star mark, or you only have 3 reviews, 5 reviews, or even 20 reviews, I'm going to use that as a reason to look at that other law firm that has much more and a higher score. Your online listings, as pictured here next to the graphic of the cell phone, those online listings are receiving about 5 times more views than your firm's website, because of course this is what they see before they click on a website. So I'm sure many of you have put in a lot of hard work to make that website look professional and the best that it can be. However, that same kind of effort needs to be put into that online listing, and that first step would be those reviews. Making that number as high as possible, how many people have left you reviews, and of course the number of your rating as close to 5 stars as possible. And Kenect's service, of course, allows you to drive these reviews, usually through an automated process, which we'll talk about here towards the end. But you can automate review requests sent through text with that extremely high open rate and enjoy significantly higher significantly higher amount of reviews coming through on a consistent basis. And then from there, manage those reviews through the Kenect review dashboard, respond to those reviews within the platform, really dive into the analytics of where they're coming from, how you're doing. And one extra feature that I'll highlight here that's not even on this slide is we've rolled out a new feature called private feedback. And private feedback allows for maybe those clients that didn't have a super great experience to leave you a direct piece of feedback instead of posting a review. So it can help you mitigate the negative ones while also ensuring you are driving your positive ones with a purpose. And I can't harp on this enough. Extremely important for today's business, especially those law firms.
Absolutely. I think I was reading somewhere where someone's more likely to believe a review than even like their own parents. It's amazing how those reviews are so important.
Absolutely.
And accessing those for new clients, new leads, and things like that. And kind of moving next, another option is going to be really your client portal when it comes to your omni-channel approach. It really provides a secure space for where you and your clients or leads can effortlessly collaborate. You're sharing documents and you're tracking kind of different details, whether it's case details or onboarding details, depending on who you're connecting with. So with portals, it's not just about communicating. You're building a foundation of trust and efficiency. So picture this, you need some crucial details, some signatures, financial information from your client. With a few clicks, you can actually request everything you need to streamline the process and really eliminate the needless back and forth emails. And it's not all just about convenience, it's about effective case tracking as well. Imagine being able to monitor all communication throughout the case, from its inception to its resolution. No more worrying about maybe handovers or lost communication if maybe a staff change occurs. Everything is really neatly organized. It provides a historical audit of your communication with clients as well. And I also too wanted to share an example really with Jen Lee. She's a PracticePanther customer who, really spent countless hours chasing those documents. And if you're joining the call, you might be familiar with this process of getting all the details you need for a specific case. When she implemented the client portal, she saved over 10 hours a month. And this single change really condensed a 6-month process of back and forth in emails into a matter of weeks by sending a workflow and a task list of just things that the clients need to accomplish. And I think we can all agree there are far more valuable ways to spend your time than collecting documents and sending reminders. And so when you're integrating kind of the use of your client portal into your operations, it's really crucial to consider versatile applications. It's much more than a tool. The client portal serves as really an extension of your firm, and it should reflect your brand. It plays a role in optimizing workflow and processes to keep clients informed by sending notifications for pending tasks, a more convenient, again, alternative than having clients constantly checking in. Maybe they're calling you regularly, or they're sending a ton of emails on case progress. And here in the client portal, you can ensure all of the NESI information has been received and viewed. And so, as emphasized previously, client portal offers that comprehensive audit trail. And then what I think is really kind of one of the main benefits is really that 24/7 accessibility. Consider the convenience of modern portals. They no longer are individuals needing to kind of wait for, let's say, like a bank to open to check their balance, or they don't have to correspond with their doctor's office during business hours. Businesses like your law firms, businesses across industries are utilizing these client portals so customers have access to the information they want when they want it. So if it's Saturday night at 10 o'clock and they want to know, if something has been submitted or if their payment went through, they don't have to wait until Monday to contact you, because they can easily log in and check it out themselves. And then when you're talking about, some of the advantage of using a client portal, we really touched on a few before. I just wanted to spend some time highlighting this now, where it's that secure message, that encrypted message for really important communication, especially around cases. You have the task management, which is really great because you can assign tasks to both your staff as well as to your clients to make sure things get done on time. And that can include things like file sharing, whether you're sharing documents, sharing contracts, needing e-signature, all that can be done within the client portal. Send those important reminders, especially around those invoices. So that way you're receiving those bill payments really on time. That's going to be so important for our customers. We want to make sure, again, you're getting paid for the time you've put in. And then ultimately with the client portal, it's all about accessibility. You can access it anywhere, this mobile friendly features for really on the go convenience. And so we really wanted to highlight these advantages around the client portal. And then the third option that we want to talk about with client engagement really comes to paying invoices. And by embracing these digital payments, your firm can streamline various billing tasks and promote more on-time activity. You can offer e-payment options. People want easy ways to pay you. If you make it more difficult to pay you, it's going to be more difficult to receive those sums. You can introduce payment plans. These are particularly for practice areas with maybe a substantial upfront cost or retainers. You can divide these into a little bit more manageable installments. And when you have these payment methods on file, it's amazing because payment plans kind of eliminate the risk of those overdue payments. Batch invoicing is another really important feature, especially for anyone kind of really handling multiple clients each month. You can automate that invoice creation process. It really minimizes that manual work. And then utilizing the reminders. You'll hear this a couple different times kind of throughout, but it's a significant advantage because it frees your firm from the burden of chasing overdue payments. And so that way you can focus on those important legal matters. Gentle reminders prompt clients to settle bills a little bit more promptly, hopefully averting these potential past due scenarios. And so when it comes to kind of committing yourself to offering e-payment and digital options, strategic implementation within your client engagement strategy, you can actually leverage several kind of approaches. And I wanted to kind of talk about that for just a moment. E-payments ensure this hassle-free, secure transactions for your clients. We kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, but you can send it via text, via email, via the client portal. You can really send payments out the way clients want to be communicated with. And so e-payments make it really hassle-free. When you offer these flexible payment options, you make legal services more accessible to a wider range of clients. And it aligns with your client preferences because it really gives them options. Next leads to it's that important collection rates. You'll actually find when you go with e-payments, you'll actually increase your collection rate and you'll get higher payment rates as well. And those contribute to healthier cash flow, contributes to overall profitability, but we find it as high as 70%. You'll get paid faster using digital payments. And then again, those timely payment plans, it can be very helpful if you find maybe there's a client or two on your list who regularly falls behind, getting them on a payment plan and getting them kind of back up to speed. And then a few of the kind of advantages around e-payments, you have, again, those flexible options, a lot of different ways to make sure that you get paid. And then you have these really transparent terms, especially when you clearly define them in the onboarding portion of the intake process. Let clients and leads know what the expectations are on payment and how they can pay. That you have access to convenient online abilities, whether that's through the portal or through sending a digital invoice through like a text message. Again, important reminders for me, if it doesn't exist on my calendar, it doesn't exist in the real world. So I love kind of having these little important reminders to kind of let me know when things are coming up, when things are becoming due. And then just calling out kind of two quick features here within PracticePanther. One, you have the one link payment. It actually turns your invoices into a link that you can put into highly visible areas. You can actually secure fees for new clients as well as get payment on invoices. I've even seen law firms put these in their email signature as a way to kind of secure fees from clients. So really kind of unique ways to use the one link payment. And even the money finder feature, this is a feature that I find with most of our clients, it actually pays for the subscription plan for PracticePanther, because with Money Finder, what it does is it looks through all of your tasks over a given time frame. I kind of recommend checking this maybe weekly or monthly, and it shows you any task that you have accomplished that you never billed for. So it finds a lot of different tasks that maybe you forgot to leave off an invoice. Maybe you sent an email or you sent a text and you were already on the go, heading to court or heading home, and you forgot to track that in your practice management software. That Money Finder feature will flag it so that you can make sure and be paid for it. And so let's talk about getting started at your firm. Here we have some great conversations about how communication has evolved, how you can meet these evolving expectations. We shared kind of 3 examples to enhance your current client engagement strategy. And so we really kind of wanted to talk briefly about getting started at your firm. And it really starts kind of with reviewing your processes. And this is going to be really, really important because this is where everything starts. Hopefully your processes are all written down for your staff to reference. When it comes to improving client engagement strategies, follow these steps and kind of really get organized when it comes to your communication processes. And the first thing is really determine which communications, your channels you're using for which purpose. What are you using at intake? What are you using for onboarding? As you use those, what's working better than the other? Learn from the processes that you have in place, and you can always kind of iterate from there and make them better. List your preferred channels by clients. You can do this with tagging in PracticePanther, asking them exactly how they want to be reached, asking them the best time that they want to be reached. Maybe it is via text on Monday afternoons. You can tag that in PracticePanther and then pull anybody who prefers to be contacted Monday afternoon, and you'll have that report and information ready to go. So really surveying and asking clients how they want to be contacted is important. And so that way you can identify some pain points in your law firm processes. Maybe it's at the intake phase, maybe it's at the billing phase, but ask your staff for feedback. They are working in your process every day, and they can probably identify maybe some pain points that you can kind of help alleviate to make things working a little bit better. From there, we highly recommend, implement and train. So if you are launching a new process or if you're trying a new feature, we really want you to, once you implement it, really train your staff on it. This includes yourself. Make sure you understand how that feature works. Make sure that your staff understands what to do for different processes when specific questions come up. And that training is going to be really important. And then I touched base on this a little bit before, but these timely process reviews, whether it's every 6 months, every year, kind of having that and understanding it is going to be important. So that way you can iterate and improve it from there. And I'm heading it over to Cameron here, and he can kind of get into texting a little bit more, and let's talk about that integration.
Absolutely. Now, we'll get into the details of the integration here, which I'd love to highlight in the next few slides. I want to start by just sort of summarizing really the impact that text messaging can have if you start leveraging its true potential as one of your omni-channel channels. And we found that once we get a law firm up and running on the Kenect platform and utilizing texting to the fullest, they're experiencing quite a large increase in new leads captured from their website, around 260% on average. So we're talking about doubling, if not tripling, the incoming leads from your website. Again, just by giving your clients what they want, which is that digital communication channel of texting and just the convenience that it comes with. Additionally, we found that lead conversion skyrockets, especially if they're utilizing our managed services where we help qualify the lead for you and ensure that it's being responded to within a minute. On top of that, we're decreasing voicemails and the phone tag by about 84%, saving paralegals and other staff in your law firm about 45 minutes per day, collecting payments in a much faster fashion, about 85% faster, and increasing those online reviews, tripling them in just 3 to 6 months, and then generating you a consistent flow of 5-star reviews. Now, what really helps a law firm maximize all of Kenect's various features are our strategic integrations, especially the one that we have with PracticePanther. How the two systems work together is stated here in 3 main elements. The first one being two-way contact sync. What this integration does, it allows you to sync your contacts from PracticePanther to Kenect hourly, and your contacts from Kenect to PracticePanther in real time. So any of those leads, those 260% more leads we're helping you generate, are routed and synced into PracticePanther and saved as a contact. Additionally, all of the conversations that you're having through texting and through Kenect, whether it be lead qualification or their initial questions, or you going back and forth and getting, again, just streamlining your communication through the product, all of those text messages and conversations from Kenect are posted into PracticePanther in real time, so there's no gap in the communication. You're able to assign all future and past conversations for a specific client to the matter of your choice. Conversation is then synced back to the main contact on the matter. And once the assignment is made, all future conversations that that specific client has with you will post to the matter automatically within PracticePanther. So you're not having to do a lot of double work or going back and forth between the two systems. You're able to, again, leverage texting while also making it a manageable process. And lastly, and probably most importantly about the integration, like I highlighted and noted before, a lot of our value comes from automation or, say, case updates or review requests, payment requests, you name it. You can set up triggered messages of your choice to be sent based on case status. Open and closed is currently what the 2 triggers are. These are then configured into the integration tab of Kenect, where you can then manage those automatic messages of what you want to be sent, how much delay, and there's a lot of customization that goes along with it. Now, to clear this up even further, we have some screenshots and pictures for you to review. So what it looks like for those of you that are already Kenect users out there, you're able to click and assign the conversation to the matter, and that button's, as you can see, pictured and circled on the left here. From there, you can select which matter to assign, and all those matters will come up. And then moving forward, you'll see that the message is assigned to a matter and the 2 systems are communicating. So all of those messages, review requests, payment requests, lead qualification, whatever it is, are all being communicated back and forth between the 2 systems.
Yeah, and it's so great to be able to kind of just have then all of these information then go directly into your client file, within your practice management. That is just such a great convenience. I'm loving the integration and what it can do and how it can save you time.
Absolutely. And here's a quick look at what that conversation posting looks like in real time, of course. So they message in, or maybe you respond through Kenect, you're qualifying them, but this one shows a picture of someone messaging in via Kenect, and that text message is, of course, posted within PracticePanther. You can see a preview of the message, click on it to see the full message, and again, all tracked and taken care of so that you're not doing a lot of double work. Now, last picture here is of the triggers, and something to note here, all Kenect users have a dedicated customer success manager that actually can assist with setting all of these automatic messages up for you. So say you want to boost those reviews and make sure that you are having the best online reputation possible, you can set this up with your customer success manager to send a message of your choice and really streamline that review request process for cases once they're closed. Or on the reverse, maybe when a case is opened, a welcome message or hey, can you answer these 5 questions message, whatever it is, you're able to, again, customize what you want sent based off of these 2 triggers. And these 2 pictures show exactly how to do it. But again, your account manager would probably help you out with this. And something else to highlight too, we have well over 100 current law firms already utilizing this integration and have been enjoying it for a few years now. So it's been working really well. It's something, again, this triggered part of the integration has been really valuable for our law firms and again, streamlined the process for various aspects of their law firm. Now, one thing that we'll finish with here is a case study. As you can see, O'Hara and O'Hara law firm has both PracticePanther and Kenect and is currently utilizing the integration. And we had the chance to sit down with them, ask them a few questions about really how the systems work together, the impact it's had. And I'll let you guys read the quote for yourselves, but I'll highlight some of the metrics down here. They've sent thousands of messages, in a very short time frame, just only under a year. They've had so many reviews, going from almost none to 60 in less than a year as well. Vastly more leads, 469 new leads in just 10 months. And not only is it helping with the leads, the online reputation, and just overall communication, but it's boosting their efficiency as a law firm, saving them a ton of time, especially due to that automation that we have with PracticePanther. And of course, like Libby said, this presentation will be sent on out to everybody, but Christopher O'Hara, lover of both PracticePanther and Kenect, and it's working great for him.
Fantastic. And that kind of really wraps our conversation today. We really appreciate everybody joining us. If you do have a question, please feel free to add that in. We still had a few moments yet. I also wanted to kind of call out, as Cameron mentioned, we will be emailing a copy of the recording to everybody to your email that you registered with. And then also know that you'll see discounts in this email. Both PracticePanther and Kenect are offering a discount for new customers. And so we wanted to kind of add to the kind of beautiful integration we already have by kind of incentivizing it just a little bit more by offering kind of a unique discount. And with PracticePanther, you're looking at 10% off kind of that annual business plan, which is kind of a really great discount that we want to provide all of our Kenect users. And then Cameron, I don't know if you want to talk about your discount real quick.
Absolutely. Just like Libby said, just to promote this integration even further, Kenect is offering what's called our preferred pricing, which means you're getting the absolute best rate possible. We will waive the setup fees for you, while still also giving you that dedicated account manager that will walk you through the system, make you feel extremely comfortable with it, and continue to be at your disposal for the life of your account. So please, if you scan the QR code or you just text my team at the 888-972-7422, make sure to mention you're a PracticePanther user, and we'll make sure to ensure that you get the absolute best rate and the preferred rates.
Awesome. Also wanted to kind of take a moment. Cameron and I are both on LinkedIn. We'd love to kind of connect and engage that way. So if you are on LinkedIn and want to connect there, please definitely reach out. And as he mentioned, the same for us, a QR code. If maybe you have specific pain points kind of at your law firm that you're trying to solve here in the 2024 year, give us a shout. We'd love to kind of talk with you about what those pain points look like, see how we can solve them utilizing PracticePanther and how it can kind of really help elevate your firm. So would love to kind of chat with you. Feel free to connect on LinkedIn or connect through a demo. But we will kind of wrap it just a few moments early. We really appreciate everybody spending time with us. I know an hour of your day is important, and it's important how you spend that time. So I really appreciate you spending it with us.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time.